Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today I have several cards for you. This video is going to upload and be available on October 31st. So the next day, the Christmas Time is Here suite will be available to order. And so what I thought I would do is go through, I think I made 6 cards total using that suite to give you some ideas of some of the things you could do with this suite. I personally am I think it's so beautiful. I'm going to get right on and order a bunch of this stuff because this is going to be for my personal Christmas cards this year. That's how impressed I am with this particular set. I think it's one of the prettiest ones Stampin' Up! Has ever put out. And so I have a series of cards for you today and some design ideas, and let's just get started. Okay, so here is the suite. These are the 2 boxes of stamps. The first one is a red rubber stamp that has the outline of the beautiful Christmas rose on it. The second stamp set is photopolymer, and it has the ability, each of these component pieces fits directly onto this picture. And I did do the stamping, and I can tell you it takes a little bit of time because you want to be really careful, because on some of these little berries, you can line them up because with the photopolymer you can see through them. So I was able to do it. It took a little bit of time, but definitely it's doable. And so that is the stamp sets, and there are 3 sentiments. Wishing you the gifts of the season, peace and joy. May this Christmas fill your heart with warmth and love, and a lovely Merry Christmas here. And I think I used all 3 of them in my designs. This is the die set. This die set, let me show you the paper first. I think it might make a little bit more sense. This is the beautiful Christmas rose paper. Isn't that just gorgeous? And this die cuts out this rose. There it goes. And I've used it. And then this one I fussy cut out. Took me about 5 minutes to fussy cut this individual piece out. And the die set also has this lattice work, couple little pieces, a couple of labels. This label is this one. Let's see, I don't think I have the other one, but it's a pretty easy to tell. And these look like brackets. I used mine almost like a medallion, and then this lattice work. So that's the die set. So these are the papers. There is this paper that has the beautiful rose, and if you were to take these roses out, you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you have a couple of items here along the edge that could easily fit on the inside of your card if you wanted to cut out those individual pieces to add some color, or a strip right along here would pick up all of those colors. The back side of this one is pine boughs and pine cones and berries. This paper is beautiful. This all coordinates with cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, poppy parade, and that might be it. And this paper, I don't have a piece bigger than this, I've used it all, has this cheery little pattern on the back with some berries in poppy parade and then some flourishes that are like holly. Now this paper is also beautiful. It comes in clusters of these beautiful roses, and you can see in here some of those roses, the white ones are foiled. Again, absolutely just beautiful paper. And that's about all I have left. Then there are a couple of other things in here. These are the gold glitter enamel dots that come with this suite. I was able to get 2 of them, and I've used one almost completely up. And then this is gold shimmer ribbon. Now, this suite is going to be available starting November 1st, and it's while supplies last. So if you're intrigued with this one, you get right on the horn and get this, because it's going to, I predict this one will sell out. And I know that my order is going to be ready to go first thing November 1st. What I have done is, way back when I very first got this was the very first card I made using this suite. And we had been given for a swap that I was doing a layout. And I really do like this, the way this came out. If I were to do it again, I might dry emboss the white underneath here, but I just love the card. And there's that sentiment, wishing you a gift of the season, peace and joy. And on the inside of this one, I colored this one in using a combination of my markers, not the alcohol markers, my regular markers, and watercolor pencils. And I really do like the way it came out. Then I think I showed on that same video that I did a similar card, only I used the oval and I used the other in the large pattern on the paper. So this is the paper, and this is this rose, this one is this. And I thought I was going to favor this one, but I have to tell you, I love them both. And I've used both in my designs. So that was the second card. And the surprise on the inside of this one is I stamped the outline image, and I colored this one in using my alcohol blends. Nothing fancy, just lay down some color and put some accents in there. And I used cherry cobbler instead of poppy parade on the berries, so they're not as cheery as they could be. Then the next card that I made is this one. And this one is one where I did the technique that I was telling you about with the stamp set. I stamped the image down, and then I put each of these elements on a block, figured out where they went, and put them in the correct ink and put them together. And I'll bring this up so you can see. I would do this, if I were you, on watercolor paper, only because by the time you put the ink down and you kind of move it around a little bit to fill in, it got pretty wet and my paper was warped, so I had to really let it dry and flatten it out. So, but it's absolutely doable. I think I did a pretty good job of getting the berries lined up and the pine boughs and the leaves and everything else. It's definitely takes a little bit of time to get everything lined up, and you have to be careful, but it is absolutely doable, and I love the result. Now, I backed this image with soft seafoam. I used Pear Pizzazz in here, and I might have done that in Pear Pizzazz. Depends on what color green you use in here. If you used Old Olive, it might be good to do it in Old Olive, or you could just do it in the Mossy Meadow and pick up that as the coordinating color. And so I used this pattern back here. I put a little tiny rim of gold around the soft seafoam. I used the ribbon, put a bow, and then on this Blessed Christmas Wishes from Itty Bitty Christmas, I used my Delicata gold ink and used some of the embellishments on here, and on the inside, very simply, just a gold strip and then a tiny 1/4 of an inch strip of this designer series paper. So that was card number 3 for me. And then I made this one. Now this piece, I used the die to cut that out of the designer series paper. And then I used Mossy Meadow just to anchor it, and I raised that on dimensionals and put some gold ribbon down the side here. And this card I've decided could actually be this way or this way, and I haven't put a sentiment on it yet because I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. But I put this decoration on the inside, and I absolutely love the way this came out. So the next one I made was this one. Now this one, I used a little bit of this multicolor rose, or the smaller pattern roses, along the edge here, then a piece of this designer series paper with some of the gold ribbon going across. Now this is one that I fussy cut out, and I did fussy cut several of them out, and on average they took me about 5 minutes to fussy cut those out, and not terribly difficult. You know, fussy cutting isn't everybody's thing, but I wanted this piece out, and so I could raise it on dimensionals. And so this one has two of the pattern, uses all three of the pattern papers. Then I used the Merry Christmas from the stamp set, and I put this on a mossy meadow background. And on the inside, I did a variation on my strip with three of the little gold embellishments on there. So that one is card number 5. And then this one, I used many of the elements that could be die cut. I just went in and die cut all of them multiple times. Now this was that lattice work cuts out this piece. I just cut that in half and then stretched it so that part of it was showing up here and part of it was showing down here, so it looks like it stretches all the way across. Then this small piece here, and then one of those brackets, and I decided if I turned it this way, it almost looked like a crest. And then my piece here. Now I did put this on a tufted embossing folder layering piece. This one is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Almost all of the other layering pieces are 4 by 5 1/4. And now I haven't put any additional embellishments. I have some of those, the glitter enamel dots that I might put in the center of the roses. I'm not sure yet. And then this one on the inside, I used the other sentiment, may this Christmas fill your heart with warmth and love. A strip, I put the other piece that I cut out just like this one, and the little crest up here at the top. And this might be my favorite, although I do love these two as well. So in any case, I wanted to come on and give you a bunch of ideas. If you're as enamored with this suite as I am and want to get your hands on it, I'm going to say do it quick because I fully expect this one to sell out. This is while supplies last, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do so appreciate it. And I want to take a minute and thank all of my subscribers and customers, those of you that have placed orders with me. I can't tell you how blessed I feel to have such a wonderful group of people following me and supporting my business. I do truly appreciate it. This will air still in October, and my prize draw in October is a bundle from the holiday catalog, your choice, and all it takes is putting an order on my site, lbedinger.stampinup.net, or you can get to it through my blog, www.inkandingenuity.com. Now, I have two other announcements. One is paper share. I am going to do a paper share out of the Occasions catalog, and I'll be working up the details of that. Convention for me is November 15th, 14th, I guess it is, and I'll come back with the catalog and I can see all of the papers, and so I'll be putting just right around the time that I get back, November 15th or 16th, and then we'll have people be able to sign up for the paper share, and I'll have the dates and the times and the costs and all of that thing. And the other announcement is one I'm very excited about, and that is that I'm going to start doing an online class that it's a products-based class. So it would be similar to this in that you would get the material to make 4 or 5 designs using the suite of materials, and there'll be a cost for the class and the materials, but you'll get a PDF and a private video showing you how to do those cards that I've designed, and all of the cards that go through the online class are exclusive to those members who join. Now, I also have other samples that I do on my publicly on my YouTube channel, but for the online class people, it will be an exclusive set of designs. And that will start after the first of the year. I'll start talking about it, and I'll have an idea of exactly how that will all go up, and that'll all be on my blog. Probably I'll start putting material up on it in December, and then first sign up will be in January, and we'll start in February. So I'm very excited about that. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. I do so appreciate it, and I'll be back soon with more cards, more projects, and more tips. Bye.